Meanwhile, we also have new reporting tonight about the fight between Jawan Dallas and those two MPD officers. Fox 10 News just confirming the struggle lasted 3 minutes.
And today we heard from the police chief for the first time since Sunday's deadly encounter. He says the officers didn't use excessive force. And in fact, he says under department policy and Alabama law, the officers could have used deadly force.
Fox 10 News' Ariel Mallory on this part of the story for us tonight. Ariel, do you know why it took the chief 5 days to finally say something?
Yeah, Lenise and Byron, Chief Prine talked about staff absences because of the 4th of July holiday, and he says he wanted to make sure he had the facts straight. Well, tonight, he's pushing back on what he calls misinformation.
I want to offer my sincere condolences to the Dallas family. Our condolences or prayers of the police department, certainly of me, is with the family during this trying time.
Tonight, Mobile Police Chief Paul Prine is telling MPD's side of the story of a deadly confrontation between two Mobile police officers and Jawan Dallas. Chief Prine says when officers arrived at the Plantation Mobile Home Park, Dallas and another man were found sitting in a car at Lot 27. The location 911 dispatchers gave officers, and that Dallas matched the description of a black male wearing red shorts. Chief Prine says the passenger complied, but Dallas did not and took off running.
The officers tackled Mr. Dallas and immediately ensued in a struggle on the ground with Mr. Dallas, who was actively resisting arrest. The officers were able to maintain control of the taser while Mr. Dallas continued to resist and fight.
Chief Prine says during the struggle, Dallas was tased at least twice in the back and attempted to bite one of the officers. Chief Prine says there's no evidence the officers used excessive force.
There was no blunt force trauma, there was no bruising, no contusions. We're simply pending, waiting for the results of a toxicology.
Chief Prine only confirmed one officer struck Dallas once. He says the officers had a right to use deadly force and did not go against their use of force policy.
That at the moment Mr. Dallas attempted to take the taser from the officers restrained themselves very well and had every right under the policy and under state law to implement deadly force, and they didn't do it.
Chief Prine also says Dallas was a convicted felon in possession of drugs and a gun and had 2 outstanding warrants. Live tonight outside MPD headquarters, Ariel Mallory, Fox 10 News.
All right, Ariel, the attorney representing the Dallas family is firing back after that news conference. Civil rights attorney Harry Daniels contacted us to dispute several comments made by the chief this afternoon.
The opposition do not change. There's nothing that changes from our original position. And so you got to forgive me if we take a different position as to what he's stating versus what the facts are going to show.
Daniel says under Alabama law, Dallas was not required to give his ID card to the officer and didn't have the right to be questioned just because he was in the area where the caller stated the suspect was. Daniel says they'll continue to push for the release of the body camera footage and plans to bring a federal lawsuit against the city of Mobile.